Now, continuing at the Shrine of Storms ritual path, the second part of the stage, and I would say a candidate for the worst location of the entire game. There's two of them, and this is the second one, not because of the same reasons as the first candidate was, and here's the Grave Robber Blige. He sells handy stuff like arrows and stuff, which will be quite heavily used in this location. And here's a Reaper. They're dangerous. And it is exactly Reapers which make this phase more dangerous because of those shadow zombies they summon or can create. And if I remember right, I did show this place's specific location, but here is a one special fellow. He's happy.
Oh, the demons haven't got to you, have they? I'm in luck. We see that pit? It's filled with treasure. But I'm having a little trouble getting to it myself. Go on, have a look. They're more riches than I've ever dreamed of. That's it. That pit just there. Go on, get a little closer.
Say hello to Patches, the hyena. This certainly is not any sort of trap or ambush. Oh damn.
Don't hold it against me, eh? Take your time starving to death. Then I'll sell every last trinket off your corpse.
Well, compared to the... you could say... compared to the Blige, he's a bit more proactive about getting himself some stuff. And here's somebody else.
Heavens. Did you fall for that little devil's trap? Well, I did the same. He fooled me, and now I am stuck here. The reverberations seem to suggest that we are connected to the outside. A fearsome dark phantom stands between us and freedom. But have no fear. God will cleanse us of evil. Pray with me. Umbasa.
And that is Saint Urban. And he is a quite handy fellow to have around, and that's a red phantom. So it's time to kill it. Yeah, red phantom takes a lot of damage, but luckily they didn't really improve their AI from the original one, meaning that I can quite effectively just bomb it to death with fire attacks. And didn't even dirty my hands. So I just take this loot, Moonshade's tongue and Stone of Ephemeral Eyes, and that stuff I can't climb it, but if the word tendency is white, I can take that stuff. Well, let's have a chat with...
Oh, it's you. Did you cleanse the world of the aforementioned phantom?
Yeah.
God has chosen you, and for that we are thankful. Umbasa.
Yeah, he's got that kind of weird medieval monk haircut on him. Colin Grey, quite man of the faith. And he would be most likely quite upset knowing that the miracles of the gods are very much also a case of demonic powers, just like magics or soul arts. But climbing up the stairs as always, because hey, and open the door, and there you are. Hello again, Patches. You are still smiling.
You? Hey, I'm really sorry. I didn't mean what I said. Well, a man's got to make a living, right? Here, look, I can make up for it. There aren't many humans like us. We need to stick together. I know. Have this as a token of my friendship. Not bad, right?
So yeah, he gives you a ring. And he's smiling and he's gonna showing lots of his teeth. Really unpleasant fellow. And also, if I would have...
Come on, no need to drag each other.
Yeah. Patches, not the nice guy. But him not being a nice guy is quite much irrelevant compared to the unpleasantness that is ahead. There's silver skeletons around there, 3 of them. Which of course means that they got arrows to shoot you. At least one of them had an arrow to shoot you. There's another one I missed. And he's gonna go with the rollings and roll himself off the out of existence. And what about him? Well, he doesn't do that. He rolls actually right into the... he rolled right into the sword swipes. Soul remains. And judging by the height that I can still see rocks below and waves crashing, this might be something like maybe a few hundred meters above the ground, but still a few hundred grounds of free fall to see, and who knows how deep that sea is. It's more or less a and some golden skeletons as well. They hit like truck. Bit sluggish. But them being sluggish doesn't mean they aren't dangerous. But doesn't seem to be particularly smart about item permanence. Which is a good thing. Yeah, that went down. Gave up quite a big chunk of soul as well. And I say that this is one, well, this place has lots of real bad locations to go through. Now trying to... Yep, backstab. Got through that. You got a big cleaver. But I got smaller cleaver which hacks you apart quite well. Bladestone chunks. Yeah, which means that they drop upgrade materials. And one get through the fog and enter the most horrifying location of the game. Because of quite simple reason. This is a gauntlet. A death gauntlet. With reapers. And goddamn ghosts which reapers summon. And the ghosts stand in your way because what kind of ghosts are those that which physically stop your path? And you can see that thing takes damage like a truck. Meaning I practically can't kill it with my... Got past that. And there's the Reaper. Got it all. And all of the basically items around here are traps meant to be something meant to catch you unwary. hope that I got through the worst part. Those Stormlord shooting arrows. Nope, I didn't get through the worst part. There's more of these ghosts right in front of me. And it's stopping my path. Well, luckily they are quite sensitive, seem quite... And that's luckily a physical attack ghost, so... As dangerous as ghosts can be, which is to say quite a lot, at least this one was much more of just an obstacle for you to avoid. Whoop! And the Reaper, shit, almost died. Run, 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 run. Motherfucker! Yeah, that should tell you how dangerous things are here. Fuck! Alright, here I am. Now I know that the bloody Reaper is right there behind the corner, eager to chop me apart. So let's just toss some soul stuff. And chop it apart with an axe. Whew. I'd say that's one of the most hardest and most cheapest places of the entire game. You're running with an insane panic, trying to avoid all those respawning monsters in narrow ledges, of course. And then there's a Reaper right up there to ambush you. But luckily the game did have some mercy and gave you a forewarning about what Reapers are. And this room in comparison is a complete breeze. Except those flying globules or whatever you want to call them do explode. And that explosion is very dangerous. It's almost one hit kill. But luckily there's a big warning and it's recommended to just... And I would say it's most recommended method of this place is just run through it. Now I'm getting forward to this location. Because there's a boss, of course there is. Oh, let's just take the remains. And that over there is watching over, so let's just go forward and see what's going on. Nice bit of foreshadowing that they made it visible before it attacks. Yep, his physical form is still there, but the soul, which is to say demon, came out. And gimmick of this boss is, judging by the movement, is that it's blind. It can't see you. But if you would attack it too far, fast pace, it will spot you. And so this is much more like a so this fight is much more less of a interesting, exciting little battle and much more of a hide and seek game of very slow and deliberate hiding, walking around very slowly and popping out pot shots into it and avoiding that roar. Not attacking too fast pace because then it's gonna spot you, and that big sword packs a punch. Yep. So I'm actually gonna cut through this fight because, well, you already seen how he's gonna be defeated, and it's just repeating that. And he's been beaten quite badly. And if I remember right, according to law, Old Hero was some kind of final obstacle for for cultists wanting to get an audience with the King of the Storm. And he was an old hero who... Oh shit. Yep, he spotted me. But he was defeated. So, that would mean that there is only one main location to go through and some demon lords to take, archdemons to defeat. But let's just pick up his soul and continue next time. See ya. This was quite shorter episode, but it doesn't really matter. See ya. There's a little bit of addendum because after being brought out, our friendly Patches also appears in Nexus.
Wow, I remember you. Well, I'm glad you're here. I found some really tasty trinkets. Well, we've long been acquainted, so I'll give you a good price, eh?
Oh yeah. And he sells handy stuff. Rings, items, all kind of good stuff.
Do as you please.